My name is Yao.
Right?
I represent KovaDx. My other founders are Song and Tim, and we are making the diagnosis and also the monitoring of red blood cell diseases like sickle cell more accessible. So the story for our company really began in Africa, in Ghana, during my clinical practice. I was a young doctor on duty, and this young boy came in very, very sick. His eyes were yellow, and we knew what to do for him as a clinical team, but unfortunately, we really couldn't help him that much because the tools available to us as clinicians were inaccessible. They were expensive. They couldn't afford it. And on top of that, the sample had to be collected, taken to a central lab. It took a while to get the results. And we didn't have adequate point of care monitoring tools to be able to monitor this patient whilst he was in the facility. And so that led to the creation of KovaDx. It's a huge problem. In case you don't know what sickle cell disease is, which is the first disease we are starting with, it's a gene mutation which affects the shape of the cells. So they end up becoming sickled, the red blood cells become sickled, and then they tend to stick to each other and they cause a whole lot of problems like stroke, pain. It affects 30 million people worldwide. More than 200 million people, including myself, carry this gene. And every single year, we have 170,000 children, mostly before the age of 5, dying. And this can be prevented with testing. Even in America, where we have a relatively better healthcare system, people with sickle cell live 33 years shorter than the average American, and they spend an average of 2 weeks in the hospital every year. And throughout their lifetime, they spend up to $1 million in treatment costs, of which a significant portion is in the diagnostic portion. So this is our team. Myself, I'm an MD. I did an MS, and I'm currently also doing my PhD. Our COO, Song, has a JD. She served most of her career, serving marginalized communities, and she just graduated from the Yale School of Management with an MBA. And then Tim is our AI guy. He's currently doing his PhD at Yale. So our solution is just a simple and accurate AI-based tool for monitoring and diagnosing these patients. How it works is very, very simple. You take the blood and put it in a microfluidic chip, which basically arranges the cells in a single cell function. And then we have this imaging microscope, which was developed out of Duke, of which we have the exclusive patent option, basically producing a hologram of the cells. And so you're doing this for thousands of cells going through the cartridge. And so we use this massive data in our deep learning model to be able to study patterns and shapes, and then not only make diagnostic predictions, but also monitoring. So the value is huge because currently 8B electrophoresis for sickle cell can take up to 2 days. Our results will be less than a minute. And then on top of that, we are bringing down the cost from 63 to less than $2, which will make a huge change, especially for marginalized communities. And then our solution is also the only solution that will have the monitoring system incorporated. The main business model is to partner with hospitals and research institutions and also big pharma companies that are developing therapies for these diseases. And the idea is that you're going to buy the device and also AI software, but then also each test requires a cartridge, which will bring basically consistent revenue. The market for sickle cell alone is huge, almost 5.3 billion. And this is one of the few diseases where you can basically make a huge impact while also getting a huge return. So in terms of what we've done so far, we've trained our models with data we got from our research partners, and then we established other partners to help in our data collection. And then we basically build a device, and so we are beginning our training. And after that, we will then want to raise our seed round to be able to improve the product and go to market. So these are key advisors. Adam works at Duke. He basically built the patents, which we licensed, and we have a strong relationship. We jointly just applied for a grant. And then Smita at Yale actually taught Tim in one of his classes, and she's very helpful. Colin was the former CEO of Bayer, it's a multinational, and he also regularly advises us. And so our plan, basically, we are not actively fundraising now, but we'll be opening our round very, very soon after collecting our data, and we'll be happy to get in touch with you and keep you updated on our journey.